Smell you later, John.
Yes!
Oh,
I knew it was a bluff.
Get your ass in there.
I knew it was a bluff.
Get your ass in there.
Ace king for Ole. He raises.
Well, you don't expect Grinder's gonna play tight now that he's got chips, do you?
Jack 9 suited.
He's Grinder. He's looser than the slots on the way into Vegas.
He calls.
Very interesting.
Interesting hand.
Artem's out. David passes. Vanessa calls with Jack 10.
Vanessa's looser than... Actually, this isn't that loose. Kind of makes sense, actually.
Three-way to the flop, which misses all three players. Continuation bet from Ole.
Ace-King's gonna be the best hand pretty often.
Grinder calls.
Now that was loose. Looser than the seal that bit Buster Blue's hand off.
Vanessa folds.
Gotta wonder what Grinder's plan is. I hope it's not to make a straight or a flush.
The turn card is the 3 of hearts. Ole still has the best hand. He's picked up a gut shot to go with ace high. And he bets again.
Well, that's not really much of a poker face, is it, Grinder?
His clock's ticking. 10 seconds. And a raise.
That's twice now he's done this. Looked like he absolutely hated his hand and then raised. I'm gonna call that the gin and tonic raise.
Ole calls.
Nice hand. I said nice hand.
He knows it's over.
So the cage becomes a thing once again.
Grinder putting on a clinic for poker faces.
Grinder plays the bluff card.
This isn't gonna go well.
And he bets 40% of his stack.
It's like he's not even trying.
And Ole snap calls with ace high. And Grinder's going back behind bars.
It's like he wanted to go.
Nice
We're
hand.
gonna send Michael back to the cage.
Have a little rest. You got plenty of chips. Should have moved in.
Might have been called,
It looks stronger.
supposedly.
Ike with 8-7 of diamonds. He calls.
Hey, Ike's finally in a hand.
Grinder has 3-4 of diamonds. He also calls. Theo with king 2 of clubs makes this a 4-way party.
It's my favorite kind of party. That and all parties with open bar.
The flop sees Ike pair his 7 and take the lead.
Maria was the pre-flop aggressor, and ace-high would sometimes be good here.
She bets into 3 opponents.
$95.
Ike raises.
Ike's trying to fold out all the hands that could maybe catch up to him.
What's Grinder thinking about?
I'm never sure, but I think it's either raising or sandwiches.
Doesn't really have the stack where he can splash around.
Sure, Ike wouldn't mind if he called with 4 high.
He does call, maybe setting up a play for the river.
Yeah, I don't think he's calling, trying to catch up.
Well, Maria folds. We are heads up to the turn.
And Ike does have a bluffable hand.
It's a 9, so Ike now has a lock on this.
If he doesn't fold.
Going to the river. The cage is in play. It's an ace.
Ike's got a very bluffable hand now.
He checks the action to Grinder.
I gotta put my card out.
Everybody knows Grinder loves bluffing like a teenager loves emojis, but Ike could very well get sent to the cage here.
It's only if you bet, you have to put the card out.
These rules are really complicated.
All right, he's busting Grinder's chops, but to be fair, Ike did help come up with the rules.
Well, Grinder's bluffing and Ike folds.
Whoops.
Ike is going to the cage.
There we go. There we go. About time.
Oh, were the rules too complicated for you, Ike?
What do you mean? I had a big flop, man. That was deep in the box.
Deserves it for that shirt alone. I hope that's fashion jail.
And here, and look at the whole twirling and twisting.
Bye,
I like
Ike.
that.
I'm not gonna miss you.
I would literally take any of these hands over Queen Deuce, even with a fedora.
Faraz gets to see a free flop, which is Jack 8-5 with 2 spades.
Sean flops best, but it's a long road to Mordor from here.
Andre, the qualifier, leads out with his flush draw. Artem calls. Phil folds.
Poor Sean, it's gonna be tough for him to know he's got the best hand with a bet and a call in front of him. Bye, Sean.
He folds.
Yeah, it was the best hand, but can you blame him?
So, heads up to the turn. Which is a 6. That would have been a set for Ivey.
Whoops.
Andre slows down. He checks it.
Now, the problem with Andre check calling here is that he puts himself in a bad spot if he does it in his river. And if he had bet again here, Artem may have folded.
Artem bets pretty much half pot. Andre calls. We're going to the river with the cage in play. It's a 10. Artem with the best hand, ace-king high. Andre checks.
Shark Cage or no, Artem's usually going to have to bet this. Sometimes he'll have the best hand, sometimes he'll bluff out a weakly played, not-so-strong better hand. With the Shark Cage, he's definitely betting this.
He's got 10 seconds to act. He throws out a time bank chip. He gets an additional 30 seconds thinking time. He's playing the value card.
Well, like I said, sometimes he'd have the best hand.
A value bet of 280,000.
Now, if Andre was thinking of calling before with 8 high, there's a chance he's going to have a hard time folding this.
Well, his bet is more than half his stack.
Which I guess leaves a third option.
It's Andre's turn to play a time bank chip.
His girlfriend calls this look Valerian steel.
Wow! Andre bluffs the river for everything he's got!
This is awesome. Don't look at Phil. Your God can't help you now. Any kind of hand at all, Artem would probably have to call, because there's a chance Andre's bluffing, but there's so many bluffs he can't beat.
10 seconds. 5 seconds. And Artem folds the best hand, and that means he is going into the cage.
Andre, you beautiful son of a gun, you've got chutzpah. Smell you later, Artem.
He can't believe it.
I go, good bet.
Bluffed. Hard.
Hold it to Gaelle.
So it's 12 now, right?
Yep.
Race.
Raising with King 9. Round to John. He's got a king. King, queen.
Ka-wing.
25, yeah?
Yeah.
John loves a 3-bet.
77.
Sunset strip.
He has re-raised.
We got fireworks.
What's happening?
2 of the best in the business. But you're a handsome older guy. You know that?
He's right, though.
John, a big favorite here. Bigger favorite now he's paired his queen.
Starts best, flops best. Not too much trouble for Gaelle to get into.
John checks. Gaelle checks behind.
Chicken, chicken.
You folded pre-flop.
The turn card is an ace. Puts 3 diamonds out there. And here comes a bet from Gaelle. More than half pot.
Nice try, Gaelle. Ain't gonna work.
Yes, that's 100.
The cage is in play once again as we go to the river. 3 of clubs. John checks.
If Gaelle bets here, someone's going to the cage.
Oh my gosh, there's a chance. Send him to the cage. Send him to the cage. This could be the best day of my life.
Shark cage greater than 1 drop?
10 seconds.
So wait. So first the card,
Yes.
and now the bet, right?
A big bluff from Gaelle.
I think with a hand as strong as John's and the extra incentive for someone to bluff the river, he could call.
Oh, this is so frustrating.
Yes. That's the good lyrics right there.
Most vindictive table ever.
John tortured.
Played with you a bit more.
Just gonna let that hang there.
More time requested.
How much is it?
200.
Don't answer him, he's trying to get a read.
There's actually a chance John folds this.
Oh, this is so tricky. This is so tricky.
Got 2 more chips to use.
So tricky.
Throw a chip out there.
No, I'm going to save it for another day.
He folds.
Smell you later, John.
Yes! Oh, I knew it was a bluff. Get your ass in there. I knew it was a bluff. Nice. Get your ass in there. Damn it. Nice hand. Nice hand, Gaelle. Get your ass in there. God, that's annoying. Good bet. Good bet. Hey, let us know how it is in there, all right?
Yeah, how's the cage?
Send us a memo.
John's not that old. He faxes.
Meanwhile, Gaelle's now chip leader.
This should be you in here, Gaelle.
I know.
He is tilted. Look at him trying to hide behind the smile. He's so tilted. You got to get me back. You got to get me back tilted. You got bluffed by a girl, and now you're in a shark cage, you fish.
Yeah, and girls are terrible, right?
Yes.
Right.
Time to give Gaelle her bluff bonus.
Oh yeah, you made 2K.
No. No.
Gaelle, you're going to eat that. You're going to eat that chip.
Yeah.
Not if there's carbs in it.
I took one of your cards.
What?
Are you kidding me?
That's what he was doing.
That's so mean. That's so mean.